Hello, hello. Respond. Do, 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 do. Sorry, 1 second. I'll be right back. Hello, everyone. All right, so let's go with. Oh, my brain. Lorian. Not Locker. Lorian. Okay, so we have a few tasks today that I need to write down. Let me grab my sketchbook. Oh, just slowly getting prepped. Um, so today is the 4th. Oh, it's April 1st. Happy April 1st. April Fool's Day. So today we're going to do okay, so we need to make the YouTube thumbnails. We need to yeah, let's say check daily checklist. All right. Yeah. Problems. I do struggle with like. I just need to be. I need to decide where my to-do list is because I kind of keep it in a few different spots or just in my head. It's like I think I just have to decide now. It's like this is where I'm going to keep my tasks. Anyway, okay, let's keep painting. So today's going to be all about Textron Lorian here. We need to clean up these normals right here. Um, these normals right here. Oh, oh my god. All right, that, then painter. Evan Horn. Happy Monday, Sam. Same to you, Evan. Hello, welcome. Clothing. Start of a new week. Exciting. Oh yeah, the legs were looking really good. Really enjoying this patterning. Kind of gives me like an Overwatch vibe. I'm pretty sure this is a pattern they use in Overwatch. We'll find a different one in a second. In fact, let me look up substance source. Or what is it called now? You're gonna finish one this week. That is the hope, most likely. I would assume so, but you never say never. I would like to think so. um, okay, so we got substance source, and I'd like to look at collections, I guess. I just want substance materials. Oh Lord. Patch. Materials. Squiggle. Barely see what that is. Finally got around to doing a little review on BRC Traders this week. Well, thank you, Evan. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll have to check that out. Okay, I'll have to look in a second. I have way too many Discords. I'm like over 100 Discords right now. Oh, there needs to be a better way to search Discords too. But thank you. I super appreciate that. This one might work right here. Having 100 seems stressful. There are many I've joined that I never check. Yeah. I usually do it when I like need to promote something, then I have a bunch of space to promote things, but I feel like I might need to make like a second account just for that because they're getting to oh, here we go. It's getting to be too much. I'm slouching over. That might work. So many of these glass patterns. Let me load up the reference as well just to double check. So we go to line work, zoom, reference here. See, they're more like hatch marks. This is kind of close. It's still not correct though. Or I should say it's not exactly the same. It's repeating now. Let's try drawing. Line. What? Look, so you want to say hi? You want to say hi to people? It's so whiny all of a sudden. It's little Miss Wheezy here. Little Miss Wheezy. No, fine, whatever. Oh, these panels are actually really cool. A lot of these sci-fi panels. I might just be. Oh. God damn it! There's a bug in here. Lux, can you kill this fly? Be useful. Be useful. There you go. How many times have you flipped her off today? The first time. The first time. Momentous occasion for every day. First time for today. All right, I don't see anything there that's gonna do what I want. I'm gonna try one more. We'll call it scratch. Like this might actually work. Well, actually, don't I have a scratch? So if I go here, we look at our pantaloons. We go to the mask. Take this and turn it off, and then we're gonna add a fill. And the fill will be scratch. This might do the trick. Highlight a bunch. And no, there's no way to do it randomly. No day has truly started without flipping off the stinky baby. He's a little stinky right now. All right, we're just gonna leave it at that for right now. I have to find or make a better pattern. Maybe we'll hop on Substance Designer today. Okay. So this is the collar right here. We don't actually have a vest material. So let's get that now. Flat. Boom. And we'll put that below the pants. It should just be the jacket now. Hard to tell because I need to change the color. These two. Forgot to tell you, I want to do some editing of the shader minimum brightness. So I got Premiere Pro, then the hoodie got really fuzzy, like you probably intended. Interesting. Okay. Gotcha. So okay. For some reason I thought it had been working, but well, good. Yeah, it should look quite fuzzy. Funny. So I guess that just doesn't work at all with that, even if it's compressed. I feel like it should, though. Some trickery going on there. Maybe not trickery, but shader stuff. Okay, so let's grab the color of our leather there. And ooh. Load. I'm gonna try. I did this with the imp, and I thought it came out really well. Where I started doing the curvature shadowing kind of for each material separately. I think that's what I'm going to do here as well. should be not a fill, a generator. Heard people say my tail is sometimes rigid slash erect on Quest though. Not sure what's going on with that. Can't see it on PC. Hmm. That's probably the floor collider. Something going wrong with the floor collider. It's not good. Why? Oh no, it does look like that. Never mind. Yeah, let's take a look at the floor collider. And then sample this color. The shadow. The shadow. Invert that. Nice. Nice soft layers. Okay. Then I will actually just go ahead and turn it down a little. We don't need it to be super dark. Just a little. Just a little dark. That. And then we'll add another generator for the ambient occlusion. That last layer of darkness. Darkness. Ooh, too strong. Okay. Can't do them separately. I have to do them together. All right. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Getting a few little chunks that seem to be messed up. So we're gonna add a paint layer, put it down here. Just paint these values in. Can't because I have to paint other things out. So it looks like the column. Hello, Cornfather. Good morning. How goes the start of your week? Huh, what is that though? And the breastplate as well. Maybe I just need to also add a paint here. Yeah, there we go. All right, much better. Clean those up. There's a little gap there, so I don't feel inclined to change that. Okay, cool. Then leather color, we'll give it some roughness. So push the shadows out. Push the shadows out. Damn it, something has control over the amount of roughness there. It should be this layer. Really can't tell if it's changing it or not. Okay. Funny. And then here doesn't appear to do anything. Weird. But may just not have enough influence. But I will turn it down. I can always just go to the roughness view. And yeah, it's literally not changing anything. Cool. Cool. Why is that? Okay, so something else is impacting the roughness on check. Oh. That's weird. I should at least see a little change. What did you just eat? My cat just ate something? I have no idea what it was. A little gross gremlin over there. He better run. Disgusting. Disgusting creature. This one changes it, obviously. Yet this one does not. Go to roughness. It's all set to normal. Blending mode is fine. This should be contributing. You can see that it has a value. Oh, duh. Gotcha. There was a second mask. It was a second mask. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. Okay. All right, now that's looking good. Okay. Basically, I'm kind of thinking about Overwatch the whole time I'm doing this. And one of the tricks that they do with the roughness is ensuring that you'll only see highlights where they intend. One of the ways they do that is by adding roughness in the ambient, or turning the roughness down in the ambient occlusion. And there's some other ways we can control it too. But I think if I switch this to align to view, then we can see it a little bit easier. Yeah. Like this dent right here feels it has way more form and volume because the highlight doesn't go into the shadow, the crevice as easily. Looks great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's looking good. I want to clean up the metal here, though. That's looking a little crunchy. Crunchy. So go to color select tolerance. Maybe not there. Is that a filter? Blur. 0.2. And then I guess I want to do the same for whatever gold we're seeing here. Just make sure to paint it out with gold. Lori, hello. I really want to learn how to use a program like this, but Quixel seems unapproachable, and Substance Painter is owned by Adobe. I do really like Substance Painter. It has a lot of things going for it. Compared to Photoshop, definitely feels it's got a little more love. It's quite expensive. It is. But I pretty much use it at least once a week, if not almost every day some weeks. For me, it's worth it, but I definitely understand the hesitance. Um, there are some good Blender painting and baking add-ons that would be probably the best alternative for you if you're looking for something else. Industry standard with not very strong competition. It's true. It's true. It's funny that they kind of cornered such a small market, but they really did. Um, Bam. Painting Blender so far has been a huge laggy mess. I think I need to redo the collar. Well, let me look at the wireframe really quick. Show me them wires. Yeah. I mean, that should be enough resolution, so it's really just how the edge is aliased. So I think we'll add this blur. Oh wow, this also baked terribly. Here, the color. Maybe we make it. Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna consolidate the map a little bit. You yawning made me yawn. I'm sorry, Mighty D. Welcome. Good morning. Also, hello and good morning, Ori and Mighty D, and everyone else that's lurking out there. Good morning. Guten Morgen. What we're going to do is actually just rearrange this section because I think we can make the vest island, UV island, bigger and the color. And that should get rid of some of the resolution issues we are seeing here. Yeah, the collar should be quite a bit bigger. And then we also need to redo the chain anyway. We shouldn't actually have the whole segmented chain. We're just going to use one link right in there. Go from there. All right, so go back here, save this. Yeah, that'll be fine. Go to the painting version of the Lorian. Morning, morning. Yeah, I got my coffee, so less uh is it the bounds under skin mesh render I need to edit for the floor collider issue with the tail? No. For the Quest version, the looking so good. Yeah, that's what he looks like right now, by the way, in Unity. It's coming out super well. Also quite tiny compared to Evan here, like just hip height. But I'm guessing it's gotta be. Oh no, you're just straight up missing the collider. You're missing the collider though. Zero. Okay, that I mean that should work. Hmm. Oh, okay, I see. In the okay, so you'll probably want to clip this later, but I'll walk you through how to fix it. Um, here on stream, basically, the animators in here, the menus we use to control values do trigger animations on the character. Um, so it needs to be changed when you re-upload this is not the face tracking, but on our playable layer, the FX layer, we actually want to make a duplicate of that for the quest. So it should be FX quest layer. Oh. Actually, sorry, let me think about that. The easiest way would be to just change the parameter list so the animation never toggles. We have these parameters. Yeah. So we're going to create a duplicate here, which we'll call parameters quest. And what we'll do is just remove the values that we don't actually have on this character, which is the sweater and the tail. Tail's for the tail collider. But it was also turning, when you turned off the tail, it would turn it off for the PC version. This should just keep it set correctly. And we should also make an FX layer too. Okay, so quest. This is going to be the quest version. We go to the blend tree. This blend tree is this. Say when we have saved. Yes, it is. Okay, that's a little bit of a bummer, but not too bad because then we have to duplicate this one too. Ebonhorn blend tree quest. Remove tail and remove sweater. So this is the blend tree for the quest. So we go to the quest FX layer we made, select on the blend tree, we replace it with the quest version. So that's the first thing, going from the ground up, blend tree quest in the blend tree layer from the quest FX layers. This only changes for the quest versions we're making. And then in this blend tree, we still have the parameters for the tail. Might as well delete them. We don't really need to because they don't change anything. But just in case, we'll get rid of it. That's all fine. Okay, so then we have our FX quest layer that we made. And we can drop it into here. Yes, this is the quest version. We replace the FX layer with our quest one. We go to the expressions. We also replace the parameters quest here. And that means that nothing should ever affect our tail. On the quest version. So it should always have the fizz bones on. I think there was a way for it to break. It won't. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and apply that. And I'm going to export the package. And we'll get it over to you. Just make sure, actually, for this update, I will only send the files that I actually changed, which would be quest prefab. Actually, I can simplify my selection here. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, still have to. Yeah, that's fine. Goofy. Oh no, I can just do it this way. Quest, animators, layer quest. We did the scene. Now we're doing the prefab. And we're also taking these parameters. These are the only files I need to export. Huh. Great, it's not exporting. Unity package not exporting. Aha, here we go. Okay. So it is this dependency. It's all the face tracking stuff. Annoying. Um, I don't mind working with the whole thing again. Oh, still yelling at me. Dang it. And it also, I guess I can't select that asset anyway. Right click, select dependencies. Then export package. Still yells at me. All right. Okay, scene, quest, to prefab. I didn't make changes to the FBX file, just the prefab, just the scene, just the FX layer, and just the parameters. So now, still doesn't want to export. Motherfucker. That's so annoying. Is there an update for this? Anyway, yeah, if you saw the process, I'm not going to worry about exporting the Unity package there. Just let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Um, I'm really annoyed that I can't export a Unity package though. That's really silly. Cool. Try and clip it after the stream. Gotcha. Oh, Unity. Why? And it broke all my shaders. Cool. The latest version. All right here. Refresh. Everything's up to date. Why would it even touch Wyoming? That's the question. Um, go to YouTube and just go further back in the stream. Forgot about that. Huh, that's interesting. They have an actual little packager. Never noticed that before. Um, what the fuck? Why did updating this break everything? So it's something with the VR Chat SDK. Um, fuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead and go back to the SDK, manage, and we're gonna take. Oh, did I somehow uninstall this? I guess so. That would do it. That would do it. I really do love that at any point during my day, Unity can just like explode. Start opening these Panera box fairs. I mean, it's just basically a ticking time bomb anytime I touch it, so not your fault. Definitely Unity's fault. And in this case, VR chat controller. Ba, 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 ba. One day it will load, but that is not this day. Oh my god. Taking so long. There we go. All right, Unity. Because the problem was I updated the package through the Creator Companion and it removed the Avatar SDK when I did it. For some reason, it shouldn't. Maybe it gave me a warning, but I didn't see it. It doesn't need to do that. Or it would be better for it to. If it has to remove it and put it back itself. That would be good. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're back, baby. All right, let's go back to Lorien. Actually, no, but now I'm curious. Can I export this scene now? Are things fixed? Probably not, but worth trying. Hey, it is fixed. Okay, that is good. But I really only want to export like 3 files, so. Yeah, because you've made changes, so I don't want to break those changes for you. Just the quest step. All right, so you have the scene, the prefab. We don't need the FBX file. We need the blend tree and the parameter menu and the FX layer, and we're good. Nope, still broken. All right, never mind. Onwards and upwards. I'll have to. One second. Ooh. I'm okay with that. Give a fuck if it breaks the dependencies. It shouldn't prevent me from exporting. Override dependency asset. And it's basically because of this. I'm looking into this right now because no matter what, I need to be able to export Unity packages. So if something is preventing me from doing that, it's actually a high priority bug, which is annoying. In project. This is the one that's fucking it up right here. Tendencies. Well, maybe it's not though. Mm. Hmm. So it's literally every file. In the assets folder. And not all of them are from the face tracking. Some of them are from just the VR chat SDK itself. So this error is most likely not from VR chat. This is definitely from Unity that we're seeing this error. And I'm going to clear this. I just want to see that one more time. So I want to see if that red error popped up again. It did not. Okay. Some assets listed have dependencies. Unity. Ignore some assets. From 2015, almost 10 years ago. Unity 2023, right? 2022. Okay, fuck that. Let's try something different. But it's funny because I know I can export as long as I don't remove anything from the list. it's fine. So if I went to export right now, it works. But if I remove some of the assets I don't want to export, then it doesn't work. That's the bug. That is actually the bug right there. It's like, once I change this list, once I actually click anything on it, so it's something, this error list can exist, that's fine. But the problem is, once I click anything on, there, it has to export everything. Yeah, then fine, that's what we do. I just have to export every, like a big, I have no option, no ability to change what I can export. Silly. Okay, but at least I know how to work through it. That's, I don't know why I'm experiencing it. I bet if I made a new Unity project, the new Unity project would not have that issue. Anyway, I've uploaded that quest fix for you, Evan, or it's uploading right now. Silly stuff. Really silly stuff. Ooh, looking really good though. I'm back to painting. So we're adjusting the painting version here that we're exporting. So what I'm going to do with these chains is duplicate these. Actually, no, these are fine. I can delete that and actually just delete all of them. So what's a good, this one seems nice and straight. So delete those. We just have this one floating here. Save. And they all share the same. This one's on a different map. That one and that one. Yeah, there are two chains. Okay, so this one as well. I'm going to select these and delete everything but that one. And we'll do the exact same thing with our clothing. L, B, bam, and then the sculpt, L, B. There we go. Okay, so we'll have to re-export the Unity, the clothing, that's fine. And then our main goal is simply to adjust our, to be a little bit more optimized, because we want our sweater here probably be about that big, or vest. These could have been combined. Whatever. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh yeah, and then the collar also be a bit bigger. So we lost a lot of resolution there. Well, I mean, that held up really well. Maybe it's just unable to sample. That's definitely just too low res. Never mind. Yeah, that is the right one. Take these. Move these out. First things first. Clear the space. Put in our new objects. Then, seems a little big. Here's a little spirals. The dagger I definitely would like to keep at the same size. All right, I think be a little bit more aggressive with this because it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, so we can do that. I'll take these. We're going to go to lock groups and make this real simple on myself. So let's see, which ones do we have? Nothing. There's no group one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and assign these to group one. Perfect. This will be group 2 right here. These will be group 3. Very good. Be group 4. Five. Let's give it a shot. All right. It's a little tilted. Go with that. Easy peasy. Now we have a lot more resolution on our vest here. Jeez. And then... And... Okay, perfect. That looks good. And we'll send these over to Lorian Clothing. Bam. This will be the cage. And then the sculpt clothing. And let me just review the painter version really quick. Here's the collar. We have that resolution good. The chains are now good. That should be all the mesh changes we need to make. Pretty sure. Okay. So now the sculpt. Oh, I'm a dub. Man, I slept so much yesterday. I had like probably a 2 to 3 hour nap. I didn't go to bed very early though. I was hoping that would have helped my, because I feel tired now. Sky, good morning. Hello. Morning, Sky. How you doing? Happy Monday. Folder, which we'll call bastard. Take all these. How was your weekend, Sky? Get up to anything fun? Doing pretty good. I hope you're having a good one too. Thank you. I am. I mean, we just made it through some bugs with Unity, which were frustrating, but we survived. I need to fix the cage right here. Did a lot of VRC, played some Gloomhaven, and went to Sugar Shack. Sugar Shack. Very fun. Well, good. That does sound like a good weekend. Did not sleep much, lol. Yeah. It's such a tough thing where it's like, I can't wait for the weekend. I'm gonna do a bunch of fun stuff. It just like feels like, and when do I actually recover though? I think I have to spend more concerted effort in the evenings of my weekdays to be like, okay, I'm actually just gonna rest right now. Like that's my goal for tonight. Go to bed early so that I can actually enjoy my weekends. But will I do that? No. Take it easy in the week. Exactly. Exactly. Dun, 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 dun. All right, good. We didn't crash. We did not crash. And because we painted everything in 3D space, we just used a lot of the built-in maps, everything's still assigned correctly. Hey, saves me a ton of time. A ton of time. This guy still got messed up though. Oh my god, just let me zoom in, Substance. Holy fuck. I want to go over there. No, I don't. Hmm. Kind of a bummer on those. That must be down here. It looks fine. Or is it these ones? What is that? What is that? So we can actually, we go ahead and copy the, actually we'll just take a picture of it. Or no, I can copy this value and then go to this one and paste the value. Paste it here. Oh my god. Copy. Paste. Thank you. Okay. And then we can apply the subdivision and the shrink wrap. That looks good. And I can give it back its previous value, which is 0.48928. Thank you. Thank you. That fixes that. The painter one more time. This one's still messed up right here. That's really weird. Okay. Back to Blender. Still a little bit more to fix. I feel like this one should have baked fine. Not enough resolution, I guess. But the sampling seems weird. Like, where is this color coming from? Which seems oddly really extra crunchy. So maybe the normals are incorrect. Let's say display normals. It's fine. How about the sculpt version? Which way are your normals? Those are fine too. Seems okay there. Okay, so maybe that means that this is sharing a location with something else. Um, I wonder if there's just not enough geometry. Managed to follow along using YouTube. Had to update the expression menu too before it let me upload, but all seems good on Quest, though. We'll have to ask a Questie next time I see one. Thank you. Absolutely, Evan. Absolutely. Ahoy, Era. Good morning. Also, the hand tracking in the Quest version is really good. Hopefully, implement it on the PC version without having to emulate knuckle trackers. But they got Mania on work this weekend. Let's go. Holy moly, Hanma, welcome. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, and Aqua. Hello. Oh, sorry. Ideal Tripod. A lot of people coming by. Hello, welcome, Ideal. Notice one minor thing though. The lip syncing stuff was MIA lip syncing. For what, the face tracking? Face tracking was working fine on my end. What's up, my student? Welcome, Sensei. um, Help it implement it on the PC version. Thank you for the welcome. Absolutely, absolutely. So Evan, for the hand tracking, virtual desktop. If you have a Quest 2, I'm not sure what you have, but sounds like you have a Quest 2. I believe virtual desktop is getting it set up where you can transmit your hand tracking into your PC. So I'm not exactly sure how that is. Face tracking was working, but the other blend shapes were gone. How's that supposed to be W? I mean the oh, joy, anger, Quest 2. And I have to hop into my other project. Yeah, it's a bit janky emulating the knuckles. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting the Quest 3 sometime soon. Ready for some AR. AR. I wonder if Pimax will implement finger tracking with the crystal. That's not a question I'll be able to answer because I don't think I'll ever purchase a Pimax, most likely. Let's do this sculpt there. Missing something on this one. That's right. That's fine. Interesting. Yeah, that all looks good. It's fine. Don't need to look at it now. I was curious if that was intentional. I have the Quest 3. Kind of nice. Highly advise making illegal money by robbing banks, then buy a Varjo. Vario? I think it's something only VRChat can implement compatibility for, which is why it's emulating at the moment. They ask why you did it, send them this message link, and they'll understand. It's chill. You got a note. Um, no, the spatial expressions should be working. Um, yeah, those should be working fine. So if I go here, okay, we'll check the file later. Maybe Unity hating on me again, lol. You may have just disabled the. I think you have to tell it what type of tracking you want to use. And one of those is for the normal face tracking stuff. Oh, where's the file? The file is in the project. The file is in the project. The project is in the file. Ba 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 ba. Be ba boo ba boo ba bee. Ba 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 ba. Be ba boo ba boo. Track blend shapes. Oh wait. This webcam. Yeah, see right now I'm not using the AR kit at all. And then add expressions. Lip syncing is an audio. Convert AR kit tracking to simple blend shapes. Simple. Ah, ooh, ooh, ah, ee, ba 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 ba. Well, I guess I can't do it that quick, but yeah. So I think you should have most things in here. Oh, I can track my hands too. Track this hand. um, Interesting. VMC tracker. Web camera blend shape. So it has all these. These ones too. Hmm. Go to menu. Duplicate. No, the blend shape is named on the blend value. Okay, so something with the project then. Or I just want to see what values are being saved. 1 second. That should all be fine. And we look at era. We have our shape keys. We have all of them saved here. Perfect. Okay, so they're definitely on the FBX file. Yep, I guess so, a little bit. I blame Unity. There's a good chance it's definitely on the Unity side of things at this point. Should be fine. Oh wait, no, I don't know what they're called. That's the difficulty. Yes, I don't know the name of them, so we do have to hop in. I will poke it more later. It should be available. At the very least, I want to point out to you where it should link together if you're making your own versions of the VTuber. Oh, of course. Exported everything. Free. Probably Unity or mystery setting, but I was wondering why some of the stuff never kicked in while I was streaming. Looks like a cool cat or dog. It's like a imp character. More like a djinn or genie. Got the eyes with depth now, which is cool. Very pleased with that right here. All right, Eben, that package should have been uploaded now if you wanted to, if you're going to use that. And then here, I need to make sure I'm exporting with Substance Painter V2 set. Otherwise, it wants to export everything, and that's useless. This should be fixed now. This should be good. even though it is just really odd right there. Just refreshing every mesh. Gremlin, okay, been working on this one a few days. Yes, yes. Gremlin. Yeah, we've got oh, probably another 3 or 4 days of work. Definitely finish it before the end of the week, but usually that's roughly 2 weeks for a character. Set this to 128. As soon as it loads. Good, we got both versions of Unity. Here's the VR. This is the VR chat uploader. I want the VTuber uploader, please. Blend shape proxy. And that would do it. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so for the standard expressions, they just need to be the blend shape just needs to be added. So if you'd like to go and do this yourself, because that way it'll give you the most control over which one, but just need to go in, select each expression, check the appropriate shape key, bam, and then you'll be good to go. Like this. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like these were just not assigned. I probably just jumped straight to the face tracking. Eh. And oh. And then I think there's like 2 more. Oh. Wait. I'm still in A. I'm still in A. I need to go to O. Missed it by that much. Oh. TLDR was Unity. Yeah. Every time you remake the VTuber, it recreates that blend shape proxy. It just, oh. I do not like the VRM format. It was a mistake to use that on any level, in any capacity. Oh. Dang it, it's still fucked up on the chain here. It must be a problem with the normals. It's just too simple of a shape? That doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem like that'd be the issue. There must be one more chain or some other object somewhere. I don't see anything else there. Please fucking click it. Holy shit. There's nothing else in that spot. Let me just, maybe I hid something. No. Okay, so it has to be just the weird normals. If that's the case, then what I want to do is put cuts here like this. And that should give some ability for the normals to correct themselves. Let's see if that helps. And then I can just dissolve them afterwards. All right, so export again the cage. Go back here. Hide all the shit. Go to the bake mode. Save. Refresh everything. Still saving. Refresh everything, just in case. Bake. Still looks messed up. I can't tell if I'm... Okay, no, it fixed it because it's showing the preview. All right, that's better. Wherever it went. Okay, so it was the normals, annoyingly. And they still look really bad. They still don't look super great, so let's back up a little bit more. Oh, of course. But there would be a little weird mismatch because I updated the cage version, but I didn't update the just the normal default version. There's probably a disconnect there. Sampling from from odd angles. If I rounded the edges I added too, might give them a nice little angle. Back one more time. Back to the mesh. We refresh the mesh. We bake it. Still improved. That'll probably be as close as I can get for it being so square. Okay, but we are going to do one more thing to test for my own curiosity. Oh, interesting. Never mind. I guess we can't. Maybe average normals doesn't exist when you're using a cage. Interesting. Okay. Well, quick test. All right, now we can turn stuff back on. That doesn't look terrible anymore. Looks quite good now. And our earring, still a little fucked up. I'm guessing is that the size on this is actually just too small. This is actually just a small enough object that it's an issue. So we're gonna back up. On the good side, I did figure out how to use parameters to a degree. Now that I know that, I can do some crazy stuff. Good. Yeah, I think the parameters are just crazy useful. It is funny that we get this gold in the middle. I don't know why we would get this.
Good morning, bro. Welcome, Webster. Welcome. Auto cameras, auto clothing changes. I'm hoping to have the energy tonight to do some work and get some new redeems in. And you can also make items for your character in Unity. So you can make an item to turn it into a throwable thing, things like that. Without having to update your avatar, you can kind of bring them in as separate items, which is cool. Seems to have the whole UV map on it. The whole UV map for the ring here. Looks like I think it's separated out. Perhaps that was the sculpt version you were looking at. Yeah, this is the sculpt version. Those UVs are messed up in here. I think we're just gonna go with my hunch and take these, and we're just gonna scale them up, I guess. It was a little weird to do, but just gonna do that because I think it's just a little too small. So yeah, we'll take all these. This is the high poly now. What character are these items for? A lot of work to do. Indeed, it is a lot of work, but thankfully you can actually do it, unlike VC Face. You know, it's not you're not constrained to just a specific thing. So this is the character we're working on here. This is Lorian. And we're just getting all the textures ironed out and starting to bring all the final look in Unity. I'd say it's looking pretty good. More to figure out, as always. But we're at an exciting stage. All right, back to here. Back to bake mesh maps. Oh, sorry, no. Turn, hide, mode, bake, refresh the mesh, save. Beautiful. Thank you, Webster. Yeah, I think it's coming out really well. This is a commission for Zoom. Shout out to Zoom if you're out there. And it's their D&D OC. Maybe just too close. That looks like right. Oh, it is just too close. That's funny. It's just right on there. It's so close that I actually don't see any artifacts. Funny. It's just so one-to-one. That's why it was breaking. I could probably return it to its original size, but whatever. Again, and bake. A noise. All right. So, ignore the giant earring. Well, ignore that it's giant. And yeah, we're doing really good now. Awesome. I turn that back on. Cool. So I think we've ironed out all of the main issues we are encountering with the baking. A little crunchy here. Just a little crunchy. Guess what? One more fix. So on the hat, I'm Just going to run a cut here. And I'm also going to take the edge and remove any displace there. So now I can actually set it very precisely. There we go. Now we can see it. So we can assign these values. This way we can get as close as we possibly can, but also evenly, which is very important. Okay, let's try that. The nice part about I'm starting to get into the habit of, if something's not working correctly on a bake, you can go ahead and give it a loop cut, because what the normals look like is very affected by that. And you can always dissolve it back out later once you're done baking, which is kind of cool. Gives you a little bit more flexibility there. Oof. Oof. All right, so we do have a little bit of clipping. I don't see that. But I do see it here. This should be the cage now. Oh, so close. There we go. All right. It's pretty much as close as that can get. Save. One day I'll have a fast computer. But it is not this day. Crying, sobbing, shitting, farting. Oh, all right. Oh. Part of that crunchiness may actually be the sculpture, though. Let me go ahead and take a quick look at this. Oh no, there's just a gap. A gap. So that's fine. Yeah, let's just try that. Guess I'll be doing a dev stream tonight if I have the energy. Definitely improved a little, but it's still very crunchy. I wonder if I could just add more cuts. But I also don't think it's a major issue. I add a cut here and here, how much better can that get on the cage? Loving the hat. Thank you, Sky. Thank you. I asked my viewers if they like to watch me do things, and well, they are down. They will see what crazy shit I do. No reason to hide the behind the scenes stuff, especially if it's just one person. Okay, it's better. It's better. May make the whole edge gold. Or at least some blurring is going to help. This chunkiness here. Wait, that's the indent. That's the outer edge. You know, I think blurring it will probably still help. But, oh yeah. Then the gold itself also needs a little bit of a blur. If it loads. Oh, it does already have a blur. Let's say 0.5. All right, that's a lot smoother. A little too smooth. All right, much cleaner. Okay, so now let's bring back the reference, and I think we can just go ahead and start baking. That actually worked out really well, this little keyhole thing. I just made a little floating mesh for it, and that worked really nice. Huh. Cool. Learning more things. All right. So on the breastplate, we're going to take our pants. We have this template we used for the color on the leather right there. Boom, boom. I kind of want this to be its own thing, so I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this color template. Is this kind of anti-aliasing inevitable? On some level, yes. Yeah, it's aliasing. So anti-aliasing is the removal of the jaggedness, and then aliasing is the jaggedness. Yeah, but it's an artifact because of the nature of pixels. Because pixels are bitmaps, which are just a big grid. And so you're sampling a grid, and if things are angled, like for example, this, if I go to, you see it on the UV map, this is the same spot right here. Because it's at an angle moving across a grid, you get jaggedness. If it was a straight line, you do not get jaggedness, which is why I tend to straighten things out so much, because there's no way for this edge to alias because it matches the grid 1-to-1. It flows with the grid, if that makes sense. Like even on the back of the scroll, you can see some parts, or wait, where is the cut? Where is the seam on here? Anyway, hard to tell because they line up horizontally and work with the grid. Sounds about right. So on some level, you're always going to experience, it's always going to be something you're working with. And yeah, so it's most noticeable on round objects, round textures. Yeah, this color template, I'm going to save as a smart mask. That way, you should now have a smart mask, a smart material. Now we have a color template. We're going to drop that into the breastplate layer right here. Like an 8K map. So by making it more pixel dense, you could reduce the aliasing effect like an 8K map. Yes, most definitely. That is one way to work around it. Ooh. Or like creating custom shaders to just avoid having to bring in certain elements in that way. A lot of challenges with it. Metal. Let's leave the metallic out. This way we get some very soft shadowing. Now on the roughness, I definitely want to take out the roughness in the crevices. So I'm going to part around with the curvature for a moment. See what kind of balance they have. I don't think I'd blur it with this one. Maybe a bevel. Filter, bevel. That's not working. Also, if you don't want any at all, would it work if it was completely separated object? That's weird. See the square here. Sort of, if you're using a texture of any kind, it's an issue you can encounter. So you could separate things and then use additional, like if you had a separate material, like right now I have the body and the clothing separate because I want to make sure that they have both objects have a high enough resolution that in game you don't see that kind of pixelization. So in that sense, yes, but you could never avoid it if you're using textures. This kind of edge. I think I'm just going to use the ambient occlusion for this one. Looks a little bit nice, a little bit cleaner. Just a little bit of depth. A little depth of Rooney. Okay. Okay. There's one. Um, let's do it the pants next. So pop open the pants. And this is the pattern here. And on top of it, we'll drop a color template. That really helps kind of pop out some of the details. It's funny, I feel like the most important thing you can do trying to make realistic textures is you're just managing what parts of your character are actually reflective. Like how reflective something is, where those reflections are, just generally seem to be the most important thing to make things look correct. Like I'll kind of like right now, these dots on the little gems and stuff, they're all evenly reflective from the middle all the way to the edge. But if we kind of soften how reflective the edge is, it'll probably look a little bit more realistic. So let's give that a shot. Put in the color template into the gold. Yeah. Easy. Like just that one change. Suddenly they feel softer. Funny. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, because you can see these little pixels that get highlighted in the crevices. And that, we may not identify it right away, but you wouldn't expect to see a highlight in there. But once they get rid of it, they feel like they're much more embedded in there. Interesting. The curvature, I don't think I need as much. Mostly just the ambient occlusion there. Oh, maybe a little. Cool. But I do want to change the color. I'm going to sample the gold and just make it a darker gold color. Let's go to the mask view. Okay, cool. Feels awesome. I would like to see what this looks like in Unity now, which means that we have to take all the objects that we updated here. So I'm going to copy all these, save them. We'll go to our most recent version, or main version of the character. As soon as it frickin' loads. And we will delete all the clothing items here. Paste this and Alt G, Alt S, R, reset them completely. Then change the material to the correct clothing. Create a new collection. Redopo clothing. Drop them back in here. Save. All right. And now we can export everything. Do not there, the Lorian himself. Nice. Oh, and then go here. File, export textures. Bam. There we go. And then one final reset on the clothing material. Like the gold should look way shinier. Doesn't look shiny at all. Hmm. Okay, so in order to pump up how good the gold looks, we're going to create a channel called a user channel. It's a custom channel which we can add and access just like any other of channels we usually see on a fill layer. What is this? It's my base layer. It's a paint layer. Funny. All right. Then we'll make a base layer right at the bottom. Base. I messed it up again. There we go. Bam. Base. Okay. Oh, I see why it didn't work. It's because there was no information for it to bake, because I was missing a base layer. Interesting. Which is why it's coming out weird. It looks like this. That's good to know. Now we'll add some roughness. Metallic, and that should be enough to start with. It's going to look a lot better. I still want to make the base layer though. So on the base, we'll make the user 0 channel black, but on the gold, make it that. Looks like there's a few other materials that need to remove from this effect. The sash, cloth layer. I think that's good. I'll include the metal. Maybe not. Just the gold. Just the gold for now. And now export again. Bam. Okay, now it's shiny. Now it's actually shiny. One other thing I always need to do for my textures, select all of them and make sure our compression is high quality. Much better, including these ones. I don't know, like that may not get picked up on the camera at all, but it just looks a little bit better. It's subtle, but it is definitely there. Um, Another thing we could do is go to the normals. We could start exporting with the tangents, but maybe not necessary for right now. Why does the hat look like that? Am I exporting two hats? Yes, I am. Alrighty. Oh. I noticed that the cheek in Unity here feels a little jagged. Wondering if I can do some cuts like this in order to alleviate that. Don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but maybe I go the other way. Hmm. Oh, it's because he's displaced. No wonder they're clipping. Oh my goodness. How did I not notice that earlier? There we go. Okay. Well, yeah, that looks way better. Okay, that's so funny. Didn't even think about it. My work is calling, so I gotta go. Bye bye. Sounds good. Ideal tripod. Thank you for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you some other time. I stream all week, so see you soon. Looks like we missed something on the baking. Back to the painting version one more time. I'm guessing it's the sculpt that's messed up. So this should be a relatively simple fix. I'm pretty sure the normals on this are facing the wrong way. I'm gonna mesh it. Shift N. Looks fine there. Ah, gotcha. So it's just Not baking them at all. Gotcha. Oops. Cage. Save. Back to painter. Back to baking. Save. Bake. Oh, it made it. Usually it crashes on the ambient occlusion if something goes wrong. So I'm always watching the ambient occlusion step like, please work. But it worked just fine. And we updated the texture just fine. What we're going to mess around with now is some Unity stuff. I want to make the skin start looking interesting. Oh, I have a story for y'all. Yeah, I have a fun story for y'all. um, so yesterday I went to go to my uncle's in order to hang out with everyone for Easter. We had Easter celebrations there. Nog Violin Modern, welcome back. Hello, welcome. Um, so I was driving to my uncle's place yesterday, and I turn off and start entering the neighborhood that he's in. And as I'm driving down the road, there's a really sharp intersection, and there's a truck parked there. Really big truck, big spoiler. Or not spoiler, but a muffler. Clearly, someone who enjoys going into debt for the vehicles he drives. Anyway, but I'm about to pass him, and he just like cuts right in front of me. And starts going really slow, like purposefully slow. Like, and this went on for like almost 2 miles. I'm behind him. He's going really slow, and he's even like going into the other lane to like prevent me from passing him because he has this huge truck. And then finally we get to the intersection, and I put on my left blinker, put on my blinker to go left. And so he goes left and takes off, but I actually needed to go right, so then I just went the other way. And I was like, yes, outsmarted this asshole. It'll stop. You know, as annoying as that was, I felt like I got a win at the end. All right, I have to run to the restroom, but I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Nog Violin, modern. What are you guys making? So we're working on a VR chat avatar right now. That's mainly what I do here on this channel is make VR chat avatars. But so it's a client commission here, and it'll be a fully rigged avatar that the client will inhabit in VR chat, which is the game that you can use it in. Technically, you can actually use it in a bunch of other stuff. It just requires some conversion. But it's a really fun thing to do. If you're not familiar with VR chat, it's like a social platform, like Roblox. But yeah, right now we're just working on detailing the character, getting some elements to look nice, look cool and nice. um, yeah. Oh, yeah, the cheek does look smoother. Good. All right. Let's focus on the hair a little bit. So the hair, is white, so it should be pretty bright looking color. I'm gonna switch to color, base color. This could be a little darker, honestly. And then we'll call this the baked shadow. I will understand later when I activate my brain. Fair. Brain on. Brain off. I'm gonna call this white tips. And I'm gonna use it to create white little tippies to the hair. Let's review the look of the character one more time. So here's the character. And the hair is kind of this light blue, but I want a little bit more variation in there. So what we'll do is I'm going to get the tips of them to be a little bit whiter and a little bit darker towards the base. That's the plan. In fact, I'll just call this color gradient. And what we'll do is we'll put these gradients onto the base layer. This should be fill with the gradient like this. Repeat none. I should see this. Fill layer. Oh, okay, gotcha. The mask. Bam. All right. I'm going to invert it. Boom. So from dark to light. And set it to normal's fine. I can duplicate it, move it down, and start it on the next layer and the next layer, etc. Rinse, repeat. Let's get a little transition from the root to the tip. Okay, and then we can add that filter gradient. Balls. Here, I'll make it just 2. Right now it's these. We'll switch this one to white and this one to that blue color from the character. I'll move to my other screen. Bam. This is darker blue. My main goal is mostly just to get the tip to be white. All right, next, what we'll do is add a height to this. What's that? Darn, these don't have any. That. All right, we'll have to copy this stack of gradients one more time. Or recreate it. Whatever. We need another template, and we'll call this hair strands. And this is my cheap and easy way to make things that look like hair strands. We get a fill. Epic 100th message. That's what she said. Okay, I'm going to switch to height because we are going to add height now. Like this. That's up. Then we'll add on here a fill with an anisotropic, stropic, tiled. Bye-bye. Gotta go right now. Sounds good, Nog. Thank you for coming by. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sounds good. And we'll tile it twice. Make them nice and thin. And then we'll add on top of this a filter for warp. And the tiling here will be 0.5. Maybe even 0.1. Let's get some mild distortion. Sure. Then get our gradient back. Set this to multiply. Flip it. And duplicate it. And we're just going to put it up on all of them. Save. And let's look at the 3D version in this view. Let's get a feel for what we actually made. Height amount seems pretty strong. Let's lower it a little. Right around there. We also do have color for it, so I could make it at least this shadow color. Right about there. Save. Export. Let's take a look. Nice. Cool. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that adds a lot. Nice. Very satisfying. I am thinking that I'm going to bevel eyes. Get just a sharper edge on the eyeball. Cool. But the hair came out really well. I like how that looks. I'm going to turn down the smoothness on it, and then turn on anisotropic. Stropic. It's kind of fun with just the headband. Funny. There we go. So for the anisotropic here, we'll take the second one and just turn it off completely. So we're just looking at one of them right now. Mix base color. Definitely mix. That looks a lot nicer. Turn it down. Oh, interesting. These change both of them, and then we have a top and bottom layer. Gotcha. Still looks a little bit darker than I think it should, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of really cool, so, you know. There, it does feel like hair now. And hide and shadow, I'm going to set to 0.75. So that way we will get it outside of the shadow. Yeah, that looks much better. Way soft. Cool. Actually, for this one, what happens if I turn off the outline offset? And the hair gets a lot more defined. Then I'd like to take the main text blending, turn that up, and turn this up. So we do get an outline, but it matches the color of the hair a lot better. Just right there, so. Awesome, I think that looks pretty good. We already used the rim lighting. We can make it darker on the edges. Nice and soft looking though. Is he a drow? Hello, Keysign, welcome. Hello, good morning. I believe he is a genie or an imp, kind of a jinn character. So he's supposed to kind of look like he's been formed out of magic. So we're going to be playing around with some effects to make it look like that. Does look pretty good though. Right, we also did create that gold mat cap for the clothing. That'd be fun to set up. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Too kind. Too kind. Gold. I love gold. Did that not work? Wrong type of file. Okay. Mat cap. There is a gold mat cap though. Yeah, right here. Bam. And I'm going to set it to double-sided. Pretty cool. And then we'll mask it with our mask A. Yeah, there we go. So now it's all the gold. It's a little golder. Going down another shader black hole, like with the Jester. Thankfully, the Jester setup probably was the learning curve I already needed to go through. Interesting. The mask is too strong right now. It needs to be dulled out with the ambient occlusion layers. Especially on the legs there, it's really noticed. It just becomes this, loses all its visual interest, I would say. So what we'll need to do is go back to paint and go back to the body. Clothing, I mean. And on the gold, color template, add user 0, black. That should at least help. Should help. I don't think I'm a fan of this matte cap. It's kind of washed out. It has like a, I don't know. It's not as kind of like shiny as I'd want it to feel, I think. And warm. It feels shiny and warm. Oh, you know what? Let me back up and I'll just make this a little yellower. Okay. I can actually just control that directly. Yeah, that's better. Just felt desaturated. All right, save. Next, what I'd like to do is go to our gems, and we're going to give them their own mask as well. What layer is this? This is the gems. Okay, that's what I thought. Gems. On the gems. I think these must be included with the dagger already. Oh, weird. No. Somehow controls it. There we go. All right. So now in our new mask, user 1, let's set the gem to have user 1. Cool. That's going to give us some ability to target these with some cool effects. X-Men theme, yeah. Did anyone see the latest X-Men? It looks pretty fun. Apparently they did it with it's all 3D. I totally thought it looked hand-drawn, but it's all a 3D show. It's kind of fun. Okay, the clothing looks good. Now we want a second matte cap for our second mask. On this one, I'm gonna add something cool. Did add that, right? Huh. There we go. Okay. So add, I'm going to do double-sided. We can use a custom normal map. Huh. Interesting. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm not going to mess around with that just yet, but huh. There's a lot of potential there. At the very least, the gems will have kind of a nice, interesting look to them. I do kind of want this to glow a little, so I'll say point. Hello, Venus. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Not too much. We're working on creating this character right now. This is a VR chat avatar for a client of mine. Blend. Thank you. Bro, I just watched the trailer. Thank you, Venus. Got shivers all over my body. X-Men was my fave show back then. It was a good one. It's a good one. Oh, interesting. Turn down the normals. Well, I definitely want the normals, but oh, it's cool. Kind of want to throw another matte cap on it, but I think I'll leave it alone. It's a good start. Good start. Okay, let's turn our attention to the body now. I take that back. There's a little bit more to figure out on the clothing. I need to make the breastplate darker in the corners, the crevices. Then we need to fix up the chain and get that brought back because we're missing the chain on the arms and on the front. God, I hope I didn't lose them. No, they should be fine. Maybe. All right, let's get the chains back first. So open this. Go to the sculpt clothing. These have already been applied. So I need to find the pre-applied versions. Pre-applied. Which, actually, yeah, retopo chains. Perfect. These are exactly what I need right here. I'm going to copy these, save them. we're going to go back to main file. Loved the Dark Phoenix Saga, as well as the Age of Apocalypse. Apocalypse. I do like the idea of having more shows that kind of embrace like a very specific aesthetic, because I feel like they could make it faster. Like if they do target like hey, you know, it's like an older aesthetic, a simpler aesthetic. Those are, I'm just air quoting those because I don't think that's necessarily true, but I do think that there is definitely a lot of value in finding something you can work quickly with. And I kind of hope that that will give studios a lot more to consider when they're thinking of object link UV maps. That didn't work. That's because I have a bunch of extra UV maps. And I do need to go back and eliminate the UV maps from a few things. Bam, 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 bam. Dissolve those. Okay. Object link copy UV map. Ooh. I think that worked. I think that worked. It did. Perfect. Simple aesthetics call for deeper storyline and character development. Exactly. Exactly. Perfect. All right. So now we've updated our chains. I can actually take this, mesh it. Same with this one. Hide these two. Take these and the curves, move them all to hidden, and these can go into sculpt, or no, retopo clothing, which they already are. Okay. Still made by Disney, so. Did I have the chains the whole time? What did I do? What are these? Oh, I see. That's this one. This is this one. This can go to the hidden layer. That one's fine. That one's fine. A little confused, but I think I have everything. Yeah, that's right. Retopo clothing. My eyes. Whoops. They took my eyes, Justin. This chain looks a lot better. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Got the chains all fixed up. Now we can start painting them. Now the color of the chains is just a slightly different gold color. Very bright yellow chain. All right, and then of course it still needs the same metallic and roughness. Metallic there, roughness right about there. Nice, that looks good. Oh, duh, I must not have also done this. User 0. Okay, chains should be included now. Sure, there we go. Shiny chains. Swinging the chain, swinging the chain. All right. Let's switch up the lighting. Look at them a little bit differently. Sky. Okay, let's mess around with the skin. So what I'm thinking is that we can use the parallax height mapping on UV1. So that should distort our glitter a little. Right now it's just going to push it down. But if we get some sort of noise, a little hard to see. Hmm. Okay, I don't see anything breaking badly. Good. The seam here has a noticeable chunk. What is that from what I just did here? Probably not, but better to check. No. Okay, that looks fine to me. Okay, so now there were a few other effects we have available to us, such as There was a cube map one. We also have the internal parallax as well, of course. Should make it brighter. Oh yeah, it's because the main texture mixing, so mixing with this darker color. All right. Outline, outline, outline. I was just looking at it. Where to go? Gotcha. So it needs to be kind of halfway. That works pretty well. We said glitter on the teeth. All right, we'll have to make a mask for the glitter. Identify where that should be. All right, then cube map. In our cube map, just going to drop down the nebula one. This is the one we used on Jester. See what it looks like. Interesting, that's for sure. Let's have the straight blend. Make it brighter. Smoothness. Oh, we can blur it. I mean, that's basically just a matte cap at that point, but okay. Too shiny. Maybe. Mask, I'll just give it the occlusion. That looks cool. Just kind of a subtle extra layer of gloss. Okay, Xanostrope would do. Nothing. Nothing worth looking at. All right. So now depth rim lighting. Depth based rim lighting is a rim lighting effect that creates a constant size rim in screen space, meaning the rim has a more constant size, unlike traditional rim lighting. Okay, not what I was thinking of. There's some other depth effect. Depth bulge. No, depth effects. That's what I want. Right here. So if I do this with is that a sphere? We have a sphere intersecting with the arm. Oh. So it does give this kind of ghostly look. max depth 0.1, minimum depth. Darn, I was really hoping this wouldn't do shit like that. Say 0.01. Yeah, okay. So that's more of what I want. There's a touch effect. Things can kind of be seen through it, through the body. But there has to be a very direct limit to it. 0.1. All right. Cool. Gives a character like a gelatinous feel. That's really interesting. And there's blend type, multiply, and hello, Brian Russell. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What up, what up? Not too much. Just having a good Monday so far, and I hope you're doing the same. Right now, we're working on some body effects to try to make this character, what would be the right phrase? Transparent? See-through? We do have to have some emission. On some level, it has to glow. I think. Let me say replace and turn off emission again. Okay, no, I take that back. And I would prefer it not to get bright. I think that gets difficult. Min depth. Minimum depth. Pretty cool. Alpha. I think that works fine. It's not too much more I'd want to do there. But now the real question is, does this even freaking work with having clothing? Not particularly. Well, I guess there would just be certain parts of the body that you wouldn't want to actually be able to see through. And there is the ability to add a mask. So that's what we'll need to do. All right, that's better. Overall, the clothing doesn't seem to interfere at all. And you can see it a little bit. That's kind of cool. Right there, you can see that intersection. So let's go back to body. Depth effects, color. I think we'd want it to be probably a dark blue, like the body. Something like that. Definitely saturated. Cool. Really fascinating. Yeah, we do have a mask. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna go to the body now. Actually, don't I export with a thickness map already? I just never use it. Thickness. Bam. All right, so the thinner a piece of the body, the more likely we see something through it. Which means you can still see through the body on certain spots. Funny. I just realized you're in Unity. I was thinking, what kind of plugin is this? An evil one. Evil Unity. Excuse me. Oh, my kind of cramped right there. Unity plugin for Blender. They have some, I think there are like bridges and things like that, but I haven't really used them. Bless your soul. Thank you, Brian. I hope everyone had a good Easter, those that celebrate. Got to chill with my family, which was good. Hope you all had a good one too. At least a good weekend, either way. Oh, it's the hat bottom layer. So this needs to go into the hat top layer. See a little bit of blurring there. My blur enabled though. Do you think Blender could become a game engine at some point? There is actually a dedicated branch or version of Unity for turning it into a game engine. UBGE, something like that. UpBG. So it's basically just Blender, but you can turn it into an executable. And yeah, there are some games that are using it. This one's really cool, Sword of Symphony. Very beautiful. And yeah, you can use node logic too, which is awesome. That may be something I look a bit more into. It'd be really cool to make some sort of VTuber thing in Blender. Oh. Because then you could make really interesting things. Because as I understand, you can use geometry nodes too, which is nuts. It is nuts. Now for our crystals. It's worth trying out, but I like Unity because it has a lot of how-to files and it helps you learn the program better. Although I've never tried making a game with Blender, but I think it would not be the same. I most likely using Blender as a game engine, you're just going to encounter things that you wouldn't otherwise because it's not really built for that at the moment. But I think with some trying it out, getting used to it, you know, it's possible. It's possible. You just have to. I think there is a lot of value in taking on a project where you know that you're going to have to make 90% of it yourself. That being said, if you want to get to the end of the just making for making's sake and just get to the end really quick, then yeah, perhaps Blender is not as conducive to that. Where are the shadows coming from on these gems that I'm looking at? Is this a gem? For some reason, the pants are controlling these gems. Leave me alone, pantaloons. Bam. All right, so we got the gems working there. Shadows are from the abyss. Are you quoting Kingdom Hearts at me? So I can turn that down. I do want to give it a metallic quality because I think that that helps make it feel a little different than just a gem, but not too metallic. Cool. Making a game is hard AF, Lamau. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think I'm trying to tell myself this more often. So I had a perspective that I liked on thinking about how to do projects, which is the top down versus bottom up approach. So like with the top down approach, you take a single goal and you break it into smaller and smaller chunks until you have tasks. So you go from like a game to perhaps there's chapters, and in those chapters there's this many scenes, and in this many scenes there's this many things, and these are all the things I need to put into those scenes. But I think that's really useful because you can be very specific. Like, I want to make a 1 level video game, and then you can just break it down into really, I think it's important to start with a constraint when you're thinking of projects. Like, it will never be, the complication stays within this box. This is the box of how complicated my stuff is going to be. And I think that's super useful to starting a project. Because you're right, games are hard. And a lot of that is because you can pretty much go any direction you want for as long as you'd like. It's only up to you to decide when you want to stop investing time in that thing, in that direction. Like, oh man, I want to make my textures really good. Spend like 2 months making your textures perfect. So anyway, it's hard to make that box though. Fair, but I think you can. I think that's where you start with it. I think that's where you start when you think about projects, because that's always been my trouble. It's like, oh, I want to make a comic, I want to make this and that, and I start doing that, and it just becomes too big too quickly. Where are the limits? I think you just break it down into tasks, right? So it's like when you break it down into things, it's like the game is going to be X amount of levels, and you just say that. You're like, it's going to be this many levels or less. This many or less. So you're like 3 levels, something like that. Or for a comic, you're like, I want to make 1 chapter of a comic, and it should be this many pages. There really can only be this many panels per page, so I need to make this many drawings to do it. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of freedom. It helps simplify thinking about it. Because so many times I just get really caught up in, like, I don't know. I just let it grow to some ridiculous size of what this project could be. What any project could be. especially for personal projects. Boom, boom. Bam. All right, so not totally shiny. And then as well, in here, we'll also give the user 0. Right about there. All right. Let's see what that looks like. But that's kind of what, when you're saying where are the limits, I think that that's exactly what you should define first. Da, 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 ba, da, da, da. And sorry, just to develop that point a little bit further. Having a process for thinking about projects, I think, is the most useful thing. And being discreet and like, this is going to be my process for it. Mine is a story in a fantastic dystopic futuristic world I created that could be transferred into a game, but then it's way too big. That's kind of, I think that's exactly why I am growing very interested in the idea of knowing the scope to start with and just scaling what I want down to that. I realized as I was making a game that I don't know enough about code to keep going. I got to making pickups, how to make an inventory system, and my brain melted. That does take time. I would consider looking into AI agents like ChatGPT and stuff like that to start moving through those kinds of things quicker. Yeah, just top down like a pyramid. You start with your goal, subtasks, subtasks, subtasks. But I think the most important thing is just understanding that you want to create a constraint. Like, this is my goal. This is the simplest way for me to achieve that goal. And then kind of go from there. Thanks, man. I just started using ChatGPT actually, and maybe I will try again. I actually have, if you're using GPT-4, I made a Udon Sharp. So it's like a VR chat specific custom GPT. I can send that your way if you want. Because after class over, I want to start creating the 3D models of this world. Of the world. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. It's almost lunchtime for me, so maybe we'll call it in just a moment. Just a moment or two. Just keep messing around with the body. Look at the body first. Gotta get some grub. World creation would be simpler with geometry nodes, 100%. Just some simple scattering tools are make a huge difference. Yeah, I think just to kind of I'm going to touch on that thought one more time. Like, genuinely, at this point in my life, I want the projects I'm doing to be as simple as I can make them. Because so many times I go the other direction and I'm like, I'll just figure it out as I get to the end. But I think there's at this point, if like recognizing how limited my time is, how limited my energy is, it's like just from the get-go, make it as simple as I can. And if I want to make it bigger with a second project, I can do it then. But for now, it's like if I'm going to make a video game, that video game is not going to be longer than like 3 hours. Because that's what I like. Oh, I want to make a 3 hour video game. Guess what? That's probably like 3 months worth of work. Anyway, I'm just ranting now, but oh, that's interesting. They get kind of stretched from the side. Oh, that looks cool. The parallax now. Okay, starting to look a little bit more magic, like a made of magic. I have to think about it a little bit better, but so far it's looking pretty good. I feel like it's got some depth. How much we can push that. So if I go to my internal parallax, no, not parallax, the UV. Yeah, it's cool. Now it definitely implies some volume. Cool. All right. Um, does this work with my cube map though? I've got my cube map up here. Oh, reflection, skybox, world, local normal direction. That's right. Hello, Sir Pantolino BR. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello. We're just making kind of this uh gremlin, more of a djinn or imp kind of character. So we're working on making him look like he's made out of magic right now. But you did come by the stream right before I head out to lunch, so I will be going to lunch in just a moment, unfortunately. But I'll be back. I'll be back today. Just got to go munch and crunch first. Munch and crunch. I really like this depth effects thing. Where'd it go? Hmm. There we go. Okay, so it is there. I just can't see it. Why is that? Why is that? I don't understand much English. I speak Spanish. Well, hola. No puedo hablar español muy bien. Hmm. Keeps juggling these back and forth. Funny. Maybe it's the color that I changed too much of. I feel like I was really quite easily able to see it before, and now I cannot. Okay, so the color does have quite a bit to do with it. Eine Cerveza. Mixture of German and Spanish. Maybe what I'm wanting is actually proximity color. I'm just going to reset this really quick. I can recreate that quickly enough. Pixel position. Let's click that. Proximity color is a special effect that has changed color mesh based on the distance from the camera. Okay, so it's not what I want there. I have a question about optimizing an FBX model in Blender with 1,600,000 vertices. They've charged me $300 for optimization. Is that price okay? Really depends on the nature of the model you are looking to convert. If this is like is this a model that's already built for VR chat? And are you looking to have it as a fallback avatar? Wouldn't that sort out the ones I can see behind? Okay, so it's going to do that. We're going to get this. And it's interesting because it is just straight up this color. So what if we do a noise? What's this do? Interesting. Cool. Kind of like the darker look a little bit more. I feel like that is a little more interesting to me. Um, this barely shows up anymore. It is for VR chat. It is a 3D stage, to be specific. The Ultra stage is separated into parts. Gotcha. But it was initially like this was an item already made for VR chat. Um, are you look when they say optimization? Are they? Yeah, again, it really just depends on the amount of work. What I would say is have them make a list of each thing task they're gonna do, or like just in a even in just a general sense, like what exactly are you going to work on, like, and have them itemize each chunk of work they're doing for that total amount. Like optimizing this is this amount, optimizing that is this amount. Um, it really could go either way because it's like these things are just generally complicated. The other thing you want to do if this is someone you're working with for the first time is just verify that they're legit. You know, just double check that they've worked with other people before. Go and talk to those other people. Um, you know, I would just be a little friends have tried to help me, but their blender gets stuck. Okay, so that sounds like it's a really, really dense file. And my guess is that that may have been sold as for VR chat or offered as for VR chat, but if it's so big that it's freezing Blender, I could see that being a little pricey because it sounds like it really would need to be optimized. My gut instinct, and this is just my gut, it's not qualified. I don't have enough perspective to say for sure, but it sounds to me like that could potentially be the correct amount to charge. Because it sounds like it's a pretty dense file. You can see the eyeballs in there. Oh, oh no, it's right here. There we go. Mask. Boom. I think I need to make a custom mask for that. Interesting. This looks wild. They barely use the Blender to estimate option, but it gets stuck. How much do 3D artists set their hourly rate? Depends on the artist. For me, I can charge probably around $30 an hour for work if I wanted to. Um, that is variable. It changes a lot depending on the artist, and kind of the tasks that they're doing. Because some things won't be as bad, but yeah. So it's not trying to give you a vague uh, response there. It's just That can be variable. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. But I mean, if someone's in demand, I mean, in the freelance world, freelance 3D art world, there's some people that easily make 6 figures a year on just no, not just 6 figures a year. 6 figures for like studios will hire them for 6 figures. I don't think that's necessarily happening that much in the VR chat world. But if you look at like Hollywood and stuff like that, it is pretty crazy what someone's hourly rate can be. Can't decide if I want it to be as chunkalicious as I see it there. That certainly feels like a little too much. All right. So let's see what this looks like in real time because we just added some panning to the effect, so it should have this kind of stringy substrate looking like it's moving over any object in the character. That's kind of cool, actually. Interesting. Huh. Very, very cool. The movement feels good too. Just invisible enough. It's really a delicate balance there. Have a good lunch, Sam. I'm getting AFK. Sounds good, Sky. And that's probably my cue as well to go ahead and get some food myself. So for anyone new here, I am going to be ending the stream for just a little bit. I will be back very soon. I'm just going to go on lunch, grab some food, and I'll be back. What I don't like about VRChat now is that you can't upload 300 megabyte avatars because they downloaded 2 300 megabyte avatars and 1 4 megabyte avatars. There's a lot that goes into optimization. A lot. And yeah, if you're looking to optimize things for like Quest or something, it gets even more tricky. I don't see that problem going away for a while, unfortunately. But I definitely wish you well getting that optimization happening. And thank you everyone for hanging out with me this morning. Again, I will be back very soon. Hit that follow and subscribe because I'm just going to go get some lunch. I'll be back in about an hour and a half. We'll continue. And I think we'll be pretty much done with almost all of the texturing soon. So look forward to that. Anyway, thank you all. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.